In our first story, dozens of victims of a flood disaster in the West Mamprusi municipality of the Northeast region are still homeless. Nearly 3 months after the incident, some 900 people in about 4 communities were displaced by floodwaters in October last year following the collapse of 2 local dams in a nearby village. Now, hundreds of properties were lost and destroyed, prompting an intervention from the Vice President, Dr. Mahmoud Baumia, to victims. The Vice President promised victims of government support to help them rebuild their homes. Now, several months after the disaster, most of the victims have left the camps back to their destroyed homes and are now sleeping in structures made with pieces of old roofing sheets. Correspondent Ilyasu Tanko filed a report from one of the communities, Gagbini, where he witnessed the donation of relief items organized by the Joy 99.7 FM Super Morning Show campaign, dubbed Up to Us.
In the early morning of October 1st, 2020, the collapse of 2 local dams led to a terrible flood disaster at Gagbini and 3 other communities, mostly along the Wale-Wale-Naleruko Highway. On JoyNews' arrival at the community, rising water levels had completely inundated the entire half of the village as some residents were walking from their sleep by the floods. It was a bit of chaotic scene as the panicked residents scrambled to salvage what they could. However, others too were unable to salvage their properties from the ruins. One of them was this 60-year-old woman, Wuni Fati, popularly called Umma Fati, who was spotted crying profusely as she watched her mud house being brought down by the high currents. At the time, she said to us the incident also took away her source of sustenance as she lost nearly 40 bags of sheared nuts which she had bought with a credit facility from a local financial institution. We found her again nearly 2 months after the disaster, and she now lives in this unventilated structure made with pieces of old roofing sheet with her 3 minor grandchildren.
I evacuated to stay briefly with a distant relative at the other side of the village after the incident, but had to move back to my property to set up the structure to live with my grandchildren. However, due to high temperatures, I felt uncomfortable sleeping in it, yet I have no choice.
Around 900 people were affected by the disaster. Some lost their homes completely, and the government promised to help the victims rebuild. But Umma Fati, who is now pleading for assistance, the government is here to come to their aid as promised.
I'm here to recover from the shock out of the incident. As you can see, I have nobody to help me rebuild my house. You can see some people constructing new houses, but I am poor and have no one to help me.
Umma Fati was recounting her story after receiving a donation of relief items from officials of the Ghana Red Cross Society. The donation, organized by the Joy FM Super Morning Show under a campaign dubbed Up to Us, included food items, used clothes, mattresses, mats, buckets, mosquito net, and among others.
My worry is that I'm still at the risk of being arrested and probably jailed because of the loan I used to purchase the share fruits which were washed away by the flood. It was my only source of livelihood, for which reason I need assistance to help defray the debt. This has become my nightmare.
Some of the beneficiaries also expressed their excitement while thanking JoyNews and its partners for the gesture.
My JoyNews, Nika shelter Nana Barkanam Biago, the Tony Binyang Nana Barkanam, Kana Barkanam, Binyavil, not check up Bubuaman Bubuama Changtun, now Guba Sarati Barbuka, Machina Masa Sarati, now Goon, Nantum Lafi.
You can manage and save our life. So we thank God and thank Red Cross and JoyNews. We thank JoyNews because they are also help Red Cross to do this thing for us. So thank you for Red Cross and JoyNews.
Elias Sotanko reporting for JoyNews.
Now, the University of Ghana is set to roll out a modular arrangement for the upcoming 2021-2022 academic year in what is being referred to as a double-track system. The university hopes to minimize the spread of the coronavirus disease amongst its students, lecturers, and other staff. This would also lessen the burden of accommodating students of the university. Per the new arrangements, freshmen and final year students will go to school for 6 weeks, starting from mid-January, whilst level 200 and 300 students will go between April and June under the same arrangement. Here are some of the students who are kicking against the move.
The arrangement has not been done because of COVID-19. At least if the university claims so, I think that is not the reality. Because unless, of course, I'm immune or I'm immortal, because I've been going around town, and unless the other people in town are also immortals or already immune to COVID-19, all activities in town are going on normally. It's almost like nothing is happening. How different are those communities from the University of Ghana? If you go to Accra, the markets are working. Everyone is just no masks, no social distancing whatsoever. And a community like the University of Ghana, with learned people like yourself and myself, are the ones who must be babysitted before we can go about our activities. I doubt that. The reason I see for what the university is doing is because of the accommodation deficit. And for me, this approach is very mediocre, because what they are doing is that they want to use a modular system where they are able to accommodate all level 400s and 100s who are available and want rooms. And then the next module would also come, that is 300s and 200s, and they are able to accommodate all of them. Question is that putting up infrastructure to accommodate the growing number of university students? It's absolutely no. So what happens is that after they've done this under the guise of COVID-19, and then it goes well per their definition, then they go ahead and institutionalize it. And do you know the implication of this is going to cripple all other student activities other than academics? I dare say it would even cripple academic performances.
The university has been consistent since it was shut down on 15th March 2020. It has been consistent. There's been no gathering. So whole week activities were cancelled. Even congregation ceremonies were done online. And this is just, just extending the consistency of the university. So it's not like they've been doing some bits of the activities in disregard of COVID-19 protocols, and now are deciding just for what you say is accommodation issues to do this.
You see, I'm not accusing them of having, discarded the protocols. What I'm saying is that other communities are working. Not that I support disregard for protocols, but whereas there is that disregard and things are still going on normally, an institution that you have attested to have, regarded the protocols and worked with them, what has changed?
You just want to continue regarding them. David, the university just wants to continue regarding the protocols.
Well, that's very interesting. Now, what I understand is that the university intends to roll out an online system in the next academic year. And if indeed the idea is to just implement or continue with the standards that have been set out with regards to COVID, then, what stops it being rolled out for the entire student body from 100 to 400 if the whole idea is about COVID protocols? Because in fact, they are not expecting the student to come and then go for lectures.
Meanwhile, management of the university has been defending the move, arguing it gives the best shot at having a safe and uninterrupted academic year. Professor Nana Bapia Amfo is Pro-Vice Chancellor in charge of academic and student affairs at the university.
We all do accept that there is a gap there. It's something we accept, and it's something that the university has been working assiduously at resolving. But I do say that that's not the primary reason why we are doing this. And in any case, I mean, we are doing this for this academic year. We are all hoping that now that we have a vaccine, by the time the year is run out, we would have had a firm hold on COVID-19. And so we won't have to go back to having our 4 streams back on campus. And so I don't think that it's right to say that the university is not doing anything at all to solve these challenges, particularly the accommodation challenges.
So,
Remember that when we have students back on campus and we have to do in-person lectures, it would mean that we would have to have small groups of students, and that is going to really, apart from putting us all at risk, is going to wear out our lecturers as well.
You raised a very important point that I'd love for you to emphasize. How long do you intend to carry out this, to roll out this modular system for the entire populace?
Well, the Business and Executive Committee has approved this for the coming academic year, which is the 2020-2021 academic year.
And beyond that, I had a suggestion made that if we do get a vaccine, this would end. I want to get some clarity on that.
Well, I mean, Daniel, you know that COVID-19 is an unfolding situation. It's very difficult for anybody to predict that 10 months down the line, this is how things are going to be. So we are all monitoring the situation. We would all wish for everything to come back to normal, i.e. having our students on campus, all 4 streams, our graduate students as well. Remember that this is this demands a lot of work on the part of our faculty and staff. So this is not something that anybody wants to be the norm. We will, as soon as things are favorable, return to normal.
So what you're suggesting is a possible extension beyond the 2021, the 2020-2021 academic year, depending on the availability of a vaccine?
No, I cannot speak to what happens beyond beyond this academic year, which is the 2020-2021 academic year. This is what the university has approved for this coming academic year. We are all operating within the not just the national, but also the global situation of this pandemic. And so we constantly review what we do in the light of global and national happenings.
Now, behind every big brand is an audience that believes in it. So celebrating 25 years in the media landscape is certainly a feat worth celebrating. Today, my colleague, Mapito Sabidi, had a conversation with Uncle Joe, as he's affectionately known as a loyal listener of Joy FM.
Listen to Joy FM, in particular, the morning show.
Yeah.
I've been a loyal listener from Comrade More days when he left for the BBC, and unfortunately died, I would say, fairly young age. Yeah. And also following him was Kojo Mponkroma, who is now the Minister for Information. And now I follow Kojo Yankson on the Morning Man, he called himself. I try as much as possible, if not Monday to Friday, to listen to the morning session. I go for my walks, come back, and about a few minutes to 6, I listen to inspirational words from, at the moment, from Kojo, and also listen to the weather forecast, and then follow the morning session from 6 o'clock to about 10.
Yeah.
10 o'clock. Then following that, I listen to whether it's Doreen or now there's somebody else co-hosting it, isn't it? I listen to Doreen for the Moscopolitan from 10 to 12. So I've been an ardent listener for a long while. The reason being, I like the professionalism, I like your interview skills, and you can match it with any other country, for instance, the BBC, where I listen to also most of the time when I'm not in Accra.
Yeah.
So your professionalism is very great. Your documentaries, recently the one which was about child slavery, I think somewhere in the north.
Yeah.
That one. Also, your programs, documentaries such as crime and people who are trying to milk the country. All those things are quite inspiration for anybody who likes Mother Ghana to listen to.
So what has, I mean, 25 years is quite a long time to, stick to one brand or one product.
Yeah.
Aside from the professionalism and interviewing skills, what has kept you glued to our dial?
Well, as I said, I'm an early person.
Yeah.
So I like to more or less listen to the early programs. And I'm interested in current affairs. I'm interested in politics, music, that sort of thing. So in the mornings, it's like it gives me the drive for the day. So I like to listen to all those programs, and then it fills my day, or it cheers me up for the rest of the day.
Yeah. Okay. This might be an unfair question.
Yeah.
But who's your favorite Joy personality?
Yeah, very much so. Very, very hard to pick one of them. But if you want to know why I've kept listening for so long, then I would say Comrade Dimo was the first person who inspired me.
Okay.
In view of, again, to repeat, interview skills, professionalism. He doesn't get angry. And I remember once he said people used to call him stupid and things like that. He never gets angry.
Yeah.
And he keeps his cool and go through whatever he wants to go through. So he was, if not my favorite person. That's why I've kept going all the time.
Yeah.
And to your credit, those who have followed him are equally quite inspirational. Yeah.
Do you have any memorable moments from listening to Joy? Something that has been with you that has stuck with you for the longest of time?
Yeah. Aside from my liking for current events and politics, cosmopolitan mix, I like Doreen. The reason being, she also gives me I like her life. And when she's on the program, she plays some of the old good music.
Yeah.
And that really keeps you happy. So that's also part of it.
Yeah. We'd like to see another 25 years.
Yeah.
Yeah, so if you give us any advice, what would it be?
Yeah. I think feedback is very important.
Yeah.
And feedback, it could be positive, it could be negative. I mean, as we talk now, I'm giving you all the positive feedbacks. Some of the negative ones, even though the morning show is probably my best, sometimes I think the giggling and bringing a little bit of social aspect of it to make it lively, I probably don't like that much.
Okay.
So it could be toned down a little bit. Say, hello, how are you? How was your weekend? And that should stop. And rather than going on and bringing a lot more things in, that one spoils the current events and the daily events, which in the morning is important to most people. People going to work, listen to it on the radio. You bring ministers in, you bring CEOs in. So that little bit of chat on social things will really be cut down.
Okay.
You're watching Joy News today. Stay with us. Now, Vice President Dr. Mahamudu Bawumia is confident of a major transformation of the country in the second term of an MPP government. He says the MPP government has laid a solid foundation in their first term to accelerate the development of the country. Dr. Bawumia said this at the Power Chapel Worldwide, where he welcomed the new year.
According to the Vice President, Ghana is on a path to becoming a powerhouse in Africa.
We all have the responsibility to ensure that the country Ghana is made a haven for the collective settlement and not just for a select few. There is no doubt in my mind that some significant foundation has already been laid for an accelerated development. And we are confident that he who has begun the good works will help us to bring it to perfect completion.
Earlier at the St. Cyprian Anglican Church, Dr. Baumia called on Ghanaians to continue praying for peace after the 2020 general elections.
Let us continue to pray for the peace of this country. Let us not take it for granted. Let us continue to pray for a even more peaceful 2021. This is the new year coming. We pray for prosperity.
Christians across the Ashanti region ushered in the new year with praises and dancing in churches. At Redemption Assemblies of God, Head Pastor Reverend Patrick Ajiman JB emphasized that individuals hold key to their success in the new year.
Ghana is still Ghana. No matter what happens, God is still with us. As long as we trust and rely on God, He will help us and He will help us to succeed. So if we trust in God and put Ghana into the hands of God, Ghana will still be Ghana. Politicians, let's don't mind them. I want Ghanaians to be assured of the fact that the land Ghana belongs to God.
At Aduato Church of God, message of the head pastor, Ernest Anyane Asare, focused on taking advantage of the new year to correct wrongdoings.
We should understand that Ghana is for Ghanaians, not for the politicians. So I want to encourage the Christian community to rise up on their feet and fight to stop this madness. If we will sit down and allow these people to turn us around, it will not be good for us. So we have to take it as an issue and begin to address it, because most of these people are church members.
Meanwhile, the residence pastor at the Calvary Charismatic Center, Reverend Joshua Oben, says 2021 must unite Ghanaians as a people.
By the grace of God, we are still in peace. We've not heard anything terrible. But one of the things that we want the public to do is to stay put. Let's put our trust in God. Let not our disagreements bring us to the point where we destroy the whole nation.
From Kumasi, for JoyNews, Nana Ojima reporting.
Coming up in business, still, Ghana's oil production expected to peak in 2027. We have the latest report from Fitch Solutions. Stay with us, we'll be back.
Hi there, good afternoon, happy new year, welcome to business. My name is Darryl Kwao. Ghana's oil production is expected to peak in 2027 at over 297,000 barrels of oil a day. That's the latest report by Fitch Solutions, research arm of ratings agency Fitch, and here's some more insight in this report. According to Fitch Solutions, this would be possible when Pecan oil field to be operated by Aker Energy begins production in 2025. It pointed out that further delays to the Pecan project reaching final investment decision in 2022 will, however, shift the peak production to the tail end of the 10-year forecast period. Additionally, opportunities at the country's oil fields provide some risk to the longer-term outlook for the upstream oil industry, unless technical issues are averted. Overall, Fit Solutions expects to see sustained output from the nation's oil fields over a longer-term forecast. This will be due to increased spending and the pending investment decision for the Pecan field. The development of additional reserves also offers significant advantage to this forecast. As a result of the current and planned developments, there is much potential for Ghana's upstream sector. Yet, the gradual declines of the existing fields mean success is contingent on substantial investment and the fruitful development of the Pecan field. Presently, the Jubilee and 10 fields are producing about 190,000 barrels of oil a day for the country. In other news, National President of the Cashew Farmers Association, Nana Edubon V, says the much talked about Tree Crop Development Authority has started showing glimpses of things that will positively affect cashew farmers as well as other players in the cashew value chain. According to him, the authority has already organized a stakeholders forum with the aim of fixing price for the sale of raw cashew nut across the country. Nana Edubon was interacting with JoyNews' Nesta Kafu-Ajoma at Wenchi in the Bono region.
National President of the Cashew Farmers Association, Nana Edubon V, stated, "This is the first time a state institution has ever met to discuss the fee-fixing regime for raw cashew nuts in Ghana." He said the association is hoping their proposal of 12 Ghana cedis 30 pesos for a kilo of raw cashew nut will be accepted by the cashew value chain.
It came up that farmers should come up with their cost of production. We came up with a price that at least if the processors and then the exporters, if they will be able to give us 12 cedis, 30 pesos a kilo, which is equivalent to about $1.30. But our partners didn't agree. They said they will meet the Tree Crop Authority again and then discuss it and then give us back what they will agree on. When you count the number of cashew farmers, most of them are aged. So farmers should be motivated by giving us a good price so that the young ones can come and step in our footsteps when we are gone.
Nana Edubon, however, appealed to President Akufo-Addo to fulfill the rest of the promises he gave cashew farmers during the launch of the 10-year cashew development plan in 2018. In
2020 season, as we stand here, you can see flowers and then the cashew, how it has started bearing fruits. So this season is going to be a very good season for us. We can see that 2021 is going to be a very good year with machines and then chemicals for mass spraying on cashew plantation. We are pleading through the Tree Crop Authority and then to the government, to the president, as he promised in Wenchi, to fulfill whatever he told us. Well, we need chemicals and all those things so that we can get more fruits.
For cashew farmers within the Bono and Bono East regions, the 10-year cashew development plan must vigorously be followed through. They say, when this is done, government's commitment towards creating jobs through farming will be achieved. Nesta Kafu-Ajoma, JoyNews, Wenchi.
And we've got a full bulletin of business news at the top of the hour on the marketplace. Up next, sports. Stay tuned.
Now, in sports, boxer Duke Michael believes God has a plan for him despite failures in his profession.
You are looking forward to bouncing back. You'd love to have an opportunity against Casimiro again?
Oh yeah, when I got opportunity, I would like to fight. But mentally, I would like backup from Africa, Ghana, because I represent Ghana in the world level. So I will expect the government, to support us. Even if the government cannot do this, we have sponsorships. They can also put support so that the thing will be huge. So I will say that no, my country is now backing me. Because even when I was about to fight, I don't even know that Ghanaians are watching the fight. After the fight, I was like, they said, hey, dude, we watch you on telly. I was like, oh, then I don't know. It's like disgrace. That's why I don't want to let anybody know that I'm coming.
I see.
Because I'm disgraced. Like the way I believe in myself.
Yeah.
I believe in myself because I believe in God. I don't worship anything except God. So it's like, but I know that God wants me to learn. God wants me to learn. This is not my downfall, but God wants me to see the kind of people that will come into my life again. The people that I have to sit down, because opportunity to fight for a world title is not easy to get that opportunity.
I see.
Yeah, but if you watch my records, I am a good material that if Ghanaians were backing me, I may be a 3 times world champion.